Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are in Exodus 2, and I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it. Alright, and there went a man of the house of Levi, and took to wife a daughter of Levi. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushed, Bulrushes, and David bed it with slime and with pitch. And she put the child therein, and laid it in the figs by the river's bank. And his sister stood afar off to know what would be done of him. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe at the river, and her maidens walked along by the riverside, and she saw the ark among the flags, and sent her handmaid to fetch it. And she opened it and saw the child, and behold, the baby wept. And she had compassion on him, and said, This is one of the Hebrew children. And then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, Shall I go and call there a nurse of the Hebrew woman, that she may nurse the child for thee? And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, Go. And the maiden went and called the child's mother. And Pharaoh's daughters said unto her, This is my child. Away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wage. And the woman took the child and nursed it, and the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. And she called his name Moses, and said, Because I drew him out of the water. And it came to pass in those days, when Moses was grown up, that he went out unto his brethren, and looked on their burdens. And he saw the Egyptians smiting a Hebrew, one of his brethren. And he looked this way, and he looked this way and that way. And when he saw that there was no man, he smote the Egyptian, and hid him in the sand. And went out the second day, and behold, 2 men of the Hebrew were striving together. And he said unto him that did thee wrong, Therefore smite thou thy fellow. And he said, Who made thee a prince and a judge over us? Thinkest thou to kill me as thou killed the Egyptian? And Moses feared, and said, Surely the thing is known. Now when Pharaoh heard this thing, he sought to slay Moses, but Moses fled when Pharaoh heard this thing, and sought. Oh, hold on, I'm sorry. Alright. Now when Pharaoh heard these things, he sought to slay Moses, but Moses fled from the face of Pharaoh and dwelt in the land of Midian, Midian, and he sat down by a well. Now the priest of Midian had 7 daughters, and they came and drew water and filled the tongues of water their fathers' flock. And the shepherds came and drove them away. But Moses stood up and helped them and watered their flock. And when they came to Reuel their father, he said, How is it that ye are come so soon today? And they said, An Egyptian delivered us out of the land of the shepherds, and moreover he drew water for us and watered the flock. And he said unto his daughters, And where is he? Why is it that he have left the man? Call him that he may eat bread. And Moses was content to dwell with the man, and he gave Moses Zipporah his daughter, and she bare a son, and he called his name Gershom, for he said, I have been a sojourner in a foreign land. And it came to pass in the course of those many days that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of the bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto God by reason of the bondage. And God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. And God saw the children of Israel, and God took knowledge of them. Okay. So this is basically kind of like the story, the first part of the story of Moses. All we know, I am so sorry, y'all. Genealogy wise is that he came from the Levi tribe, right? So that's one thing that we could take from this. But it's interesting if you go back to Exodus 1. Basically Pharaoh was saying like, oh, you gotta put the babies in the river. Well, he ended up being in the river. However, his daughter was the one that picked up Moses and decided to take him as her son. But then Moses' sister was watching the whole thing, stepped in, said, hey, let me go get a nurse for you to nurse the kid. So who did she go get? Her mama, which is Moses' mom. See how that all worked out? Crazy. Not crazy, that's just God. But anyway, So that happened, and Moses grows up. You know, he took a body. He took a body. Um, Obviously that wasn't the right thing to do, cause well he didn't. It doesn't seem like he instantly regretted it, but when it was found out about, he was like, oh, I gotta go. So he ran off. I want to make a joke, but I'm gonna just leave that alone. Leave that alone. I don't really know who be watching me, but you know, I just never mind. Never mind. Anyway, so he runs off. He goes to the he's in the desert, or not. I wouldn't say desert, but maybe like the wilderness. I don't know. I feel like it's the desert though. It just makes sense. But he runs off. He finds a well. He's just by the well. You know, these women come up. They get in some water. They feed in their flock with the water. Some people try to pull up on them and disturb the flock. Try to take the flock away. Moses stood up like, hey, don't do that. So, you know, people be saying like, oh, Moses wasn't like this very, like he's the least expected, you know, to do what he did. But you know, it do kind of line up to me personally. Moses seemed like a person that stands for the people. Okay, we can definitely see that already. He was willing to take a body for him. And then the people that he was fighting for was like, who is you? Be your own people. But you still love them though. But he did have to run off though. So he had to run off on them. And then, you know, a group of strangers, he just helped out. You know what I'm saying? He stood up. Group of strangers just helping out, just being genuine. You know, even them, they just left. It took the father of them, of the daughters, saying like, hey, you just gonna leave the man over there, just by a well chilling, and bring him over here so he can eat. You know what I'm saying? So it just be real people out there. Sometimes it ain't your people, but it be people there for you, you know. Again, all of this is God ordained, so. Okay, and then now I'm sure people can start nitpicking at the last part where it says God remembered. I believe he knew. It was just a large cry out because there was injustice in Egypt between the Israelites and the Egyptians. I'm sure he knew. It's just said like this to emphasize the wailing of the people and they're calling out for God. So I just think that's how they worded it. But yeah, Moses got him a little wife, got a little kid. Now he chilling, he big chilling, you know what I'm saying? Everything good on his side, on the Egyptian side and the Israelite side. Some turmoil. Pharaoh died, so another one about to come in, and the Israelites are still suffering. So, but we'll find out more next time in Exodus 3. Anyway. But yeah, we'll find out more next time. Genesis 3. I mean, not just Exodus. Exodus 3. Okay. Yeah, we'll find out more. But hope everyone's having a wonderful day, evening, morning, night, whenever you're watching this. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a great evening. I mean, I already said that. But yeah, hope y'all doing well. Love all my haters, love all my supporters. Jesus loves you, and go with God.